This is God Off Topic.
I'm Mike.
I'm Jason.
I'm Misha. We talk about everything from Disney movies
To blowjobs.
And everything in between. Hopefully we don't offend.
We probably will.
This is
God Off Topic.
We're back. We're back. All right, we're back.
Nailed it, Mike. You fucking nailed it, bro.
You know, I'm good at a few things.
And saying you're back is like
Well,
at the top of the
yeah,
list.
yeah.
music measures.
And you'll find this out as you listen to these. I've got that part down.
Every now and then he's got some...
And, you know, I apologize if I fail in other areas. I really do.
Well,
But,
Stace will get over it.
well, yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
All right, so we, you know, obviously in past podcasts we've covered a lot of topics, you know, ranging from, you know, blowjobs down to, well, blowjobs. Is what I can remember best, but
Pretty much covers
I think
everything.
we covered movies and soundtracks and stuff too. So
There was a babysitting debate.
there
between the two of you.
was.
Oh, the classics.
Well, what I've heard from our listeners more than anything on Facebook is they're more interested in other things, kind of things that bug us, you know, like pet peeves of ours. You know, so we're going to try and cover some of those today, so our audience just has a better understanding.
Do you want to call some of those listeners out
Quick!
on there?
I was about to say, quick shout out to Samantha in Cincinnati for bringing this up to us.
Yes, thank you, Samantha. We will be sending you a little God Off Topic gift bag as soon as we come up with something.
As soon as we get our logo down, we're going to have some T-shirts,
It might be a
koozies,
piece of paper with
hats.
a hand-drawn logo on it.
If you're an attractive woman, we'll have some God Off Topic thongs.
I can't comment on that, but
Of course you can, Mike. You're too
of course I can.
straight and narrow.
We're gonna
That's
send
where
you
Mike
something.
walks.
So our first topic today.
First topic.
Pet peeves, right? Pet peeves.
Yes.
What are our pet peeves? I'm going to start off. I know my biggest pet peeve is brick and mortar.
What?
Brick
You
and
just don't
mortar.
like going to a brick and mortar?
I do not like going to brick and mortar.
For the listener, obviously I know what it is, but for the listener, what is a brick and mortar?
We're
Can
gonna
you use it in a sentence?
we're gonna assume our listeners know that, and we're gonna skip that.
I don't think we should do that. I think we should let them know.
Google.
Just for fun.
You
But
just,
you know, if there's something you need to know, just ask us.
Okay, what is a brick and mortar?
Brick and mortar. Again, we're going to leave that alone. Anyway, with brick and mortar,
I hate you so much.
brick and mortar.
Google it, Jason.
First of all, who still does that?
I only use my phone for
lot.
porn. I'm looking at brick and mortar.
I guess you have to use it for some things, maybe groceries and stuff, which is kind of going away too. But I don't know. My biggest thing with brick and mortar is just the fact that you can't get in and out of there without just being hassled. by
Grocery
people.
store. Why would you eat brick or mortar?
Stupid.
Oh boy, please comment about that. Please, I want to see these comments. I'm going to write a little note here. Okay. I'm going to check that once this is posted. Because that'll be fun.
Yeah.
And,
I'm so adorable.
I'm sure a lot of y'all have this problem too. Anyway, you're in line, you're trying to pay. You get up to the register and you're asked about, I don't know, 5 questions before you even make the transaction. Do you want our store credit card? Store. There you go. I just gave away what brick and mortar is. It's a fucking store.
I already knew that, Mike. I was just trying to help our listeners.
Okay, for
so
the listeners,
you're looking at me like that.
The listeners that didn't know, it's a
unappreciated.
store. The thing is that there's not many of left anymore, thanks to Amazon.
We
much.
got these very beers at a brick and mortar today.
We did.
And guess what happened? They offered you 3 candy bars for $1, and you bought
They
it.
did. You know, I did. I did buy
So-
on that.
so-
Did you give me one?
Yeah, we got a Baby Ruth and 2 Butterfinger.
Hell yeah.
That's kind of a special. That's not really something they're bugging you about, because if I was on Amazon
Did you ask them
and
about
I
it,
had
or
something
did she
in my
offer
cart,
it to you?
Some companies would consider their
Did
store
she
credit
offer
card
it to
no,
you?
she
Or
did
did you
not
ask
offer
them
them
to?
to me. It was listed there with,
Yeah,
with the
I
coupon.
saw it after you bought it.
But I will say this: if I'm on Amazon, I have something in my cart, and then I find out, oh, you could buy 3 of these for this amount, I would do the same thing. So I don't
You'd be
consider
upset?
that. No, I would buy
The difference
thing.
with Amazon, you search for it once, and then you start getting blown up with ads on every single website you go to.
Well, I can't control that. But you just don't.
You
need
can't
to go,
control a
You don't
cashier
need to go to any
holding
other
their
website. Then
corporation's
you just
policies.
need Amazon.
I mean,
right?
yeah. You can't. I mean, that's not the cashier's fault.
Yeah, it's not the
So
cashier.
you're mad at the whole building. And
I'm not.
the cashier.
I'm mad
Fuck
at
this
the.
building.
Yeah, fuck this
This
damn
building
brick
is-
and mortar.
I'm mad at the idea of it. Now. You know, I don't
Japanese
need.
I know. I did it right. I got it.
I don't need your store credit card. Okay, I don't need a bag of ice. I don't need stamps. Who the fuck?
She
uses
did offer us
stamps
a bag
anymore?
of ice today.
She did. And
But
that's-
how will you remember that they
But
have a
because
store
we had
credit
like
card?
12 beers,
we were buying
a bottle
beer
of
and we
wine,
had a
and
cooler
3
with
candy
us,
bars.
so she
Makes
has
sense.
to offer.
That's right.
But
Your chocolate will melt.
who
So-
uses stamps
Good point.
anymore? Nobody.
A lot of people.
No,
My dad
we
does.
disagree. Well, then no.
His dad
He's
does.
afraid of online bill paying.
So he's a brick and
He
mortar
still
guy.
mails in all of his
Yeah,
bills?
he
That's so
does
cute.
not like to use.
Oh,
I remember
local-
when I was buying my house, like he was helping me. Yeah, he was helping me buy it or whatever, and they needed his financial records or something. And my dad like lost his shit. He was like, "Why they need my stuff? They need to know." And I was like, so I called the fucking broker guy, and I was like, "Yeah, my dad doesn't want to give you any of his personal information." He's like,
But
he
your
ended
dad's
it-
bought
he-
a house, right? Like,
Yeah.
Did he get...
Yeah, but because he wasn't co-signing, but he was loaning. He was giving me a loan for some money. So they needed to know something with his financial background or something. Make sure he wasn't a drug dealer or something. Which, God
don't
help
see
me,
the
I wish he
problem with
was. I'd have a lot nicer boat.
I wish your dad was a drug dealer too.
Yeah, me too.
I'm sure your mom does as well. God knows I like to spend more time with her if your dad was a drug dealer. Me and Jay's mom have a love-hate relationship, kind of like Sam and Diane from Cheers, only we're not going to end up banging.
Yes, thank you for clarifying that.
Well, you know, our listeners don't really know.
Jason's
So,
mom
just trying
likes
to-
me.
she does love me. She
I
likes.
hide.
She loves
Are
my
you sure? Are you sure about
Here's
that?
the
She just
thing.
wants me to be happy, Mike.
Yeah. Every time she gets drunk, she tells me, "I just want you to be happy. I just adore you so much."
See?
Well, I think we all feel that way, though.
Fair enough.
I don't.
Who wouldn't feel
I
that
do.
way about you?
Apparently, Jason.
Me.
Well, you're
I don't like
sorry,
anybody
man.
to be
You're a
happy.
godless man, sir.
That is a true statement.
much like Joel Osteen.
Hey, whoa.
Oh, I apologize.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Well, you're right. Your sentiment is right. He's a fucking piece of shit.
Whoa.
We're not going to get serious right now. We're going to say that for the end. We'll have what we call our rant segment, where we can rant about something that's bothering us in the world.
Everybody
Yes.
gets 1
You
minute.
know
We
what?
all get a minute to rant.
This is great. This is something new. See, now they're turning it
Write
on
it
me.
down, buddy.
Oh, I'm writing it down.
I just
because
thought of that.
I have got some shit
I am
to
an
rant
improvised
about,
genius.
And
I told you I wasn't just a pretty face.
Was this not just a rant just now?
no,
I think this entire
is not a
podcast
rant.
is pretty much just a rant. But we
Oh,
each get a
boy.
minute of personal
We
time.
each
at the
get a
end.
minute to just waylay on
52
something.
minutes.
Oh,
Well, the time will be over, so I guess in 48 minutes, we each get to start ranting.
That's perfect. We'll
All
start
right,
with
so
Niche,
brick and
'cause
mortar. You hate that they offer you stuff.
I just don't like that you
try to
can't-
upsell you for
You
like
can't
credit
get out of
cards
there
and
without
stuff.
answering 4 or 5 questions and being hounded about something. There's times too where I've been in the store. I've been in a certain electronics store, and I'm
Circuit City.
No, this was not back then. This is a current store. This was actually a
long
very
time ago.
Rip Circuit City.
this was. Oh, they had it.
I used to love Circuit City.
Oh, I bought so many CDs there.
Yeah, me too.
Oh
I
man,
might
I
have got an
think,
8-track.
I think a lot of my home audio equipment originally came from there.
What's a Circuit City?
Oh, Nisha. You're missing out. Now you got Best Buy.
Now everybody's missing out.
Well, Best Buy. Speaking of Best Buy, that's where this situation happened.
Yeah.
I was in Best
Well,
Buy. I'm looking for a daughter,
guess what?
my movie for my daughter.
For a daughter.
Yeah, didn't look for.
Where do you
a
keep
daughter.
getting that?
Looking,
Any electronic child.
Oh, creepy.
which they probably have now,
Probably.
but which that would be
In
weird.
Japan, probably.
Much like the movie AI. You saw that, right? That was
Horrible movie.
No, not a horrible movie.
Horrible movie.
But it was pretty sad.
Terrible movie. One of
Anyway.
Steven Spielberg's worst movies.
No, wasn't that bad.
It was terrible. Okay.
Anyway, we've covered.
Speaking of brick and
we covered
mortar
movies
places,
in another podcast.
I don't know if, like, at Costco.
Okay.
Like when you leave in Costco, you know how they check the receipt to make
Yes.
sure.
They do that at some other stores.
My dad throws a shit fit every
Yes.
time we leave that store because he never remembers. He puts his receipt in his wallet. And he walks out and he's like, "Oh, sorry, I need your receipt." And then he's like, and the last time we were there, he had his hot dog receipt because they got a hot dog and a piece of pizza while they were waiting for me. And they were walking out and he hands him the receipt. And the guy's like, no, this isn't it. My dad is like, that's the only receipt they gave me. And he's like, no, this is for your food. So he's like, oh. And he pulls that receipt out of his wallet. And then we get out, just on the other side of the door, he's like, this is why, if you didn't work here, I would never come to this store. Because I feel like a criminal whenever I walk out of there checking like I stole something. And I was like, and I tried to explain to him, I was like, no, Dad, it's because the cashiers always forget something, and they're trying to watch their inventory levels. Well, if they forgot something, that's their fault, not my fault. Well, I should be able to walk out like an adult or whatever.
You think they actually check that whole receipt, though?
No, actually, I know they don't because I've worked there.
Because I work the door too. I go like this.
They look at it and
stare
they see
blankly.
Like if there's
right?
bottled waters and there's a number of items,
yeah.
But they only check to see if there's like a water underneath on the bottom of the cart. Or something big that they would not scan.
Supposedly. When I worked at the door, I would blankly stare at the receipt and go, okay.
That's true. And they should be like, oh, you're attractive.
Wait.
You can leave.
Very few shoppers at Costco are attractive.
Yeah, I never shop
Throw
there.
that out there.
Well, no, I don't remember anybody looking like you, Nisha.
So how do you feel about brick and mortar, Nisha?
I try to avoid them. In the story, I don't really have any.
No,
that's I worked in retail long enough that
that's
the employees don't bother me. It's I'm anti-corporation.
Well, the way I see it, the way they have it.
But I work for a corporation and I'm anti that, and it's not a brick and mortar. So
Probably shouldn't tell your bosses about your podcast. And I hate my job. They all suck a dick.
Oh, the way it is online now, though, I mean, the way you can order things and get it like in a day or two, I mean, it's just so convenient and it's cheaper. You have more selection. I mean, okay, for example, I needed a new. Now, our listeners know this. Nisha and I use an iPad. iPhone. Well, actually, we use all of them.
We use all of them.
We use all of them.
Because they suck Apple's dick.
And yes, we
This is
both.
coming to you from Apple.
I hate
And
Apple.
What actually blows your mind on that is we do both actually have iPods. So we have iPods, iPads, and iPhones. Anyway.
That's a lie.
I do have an iPod.
I do not have an iPad.
I have an iPod.
I use it.
I have a shuffle that I don't.
It looks just like mine.
Okay, so what I just said
Did you take my
is
shuffle?
true.
Does it have heavy metal like Van Halen Metallica?
I don't know. I haven't listened to it in like 10 years.
So anyway, we have a number of items
on.
in I know in my household that we need to charge all the time. So I have a stack of various cables and charging things. They all hook into a USB, but they all have a different freaking head.
Oh yeah, because they keep changing it. So you have to buy
so you
new
got a
shit.
Lightning, you got
Apple
the
sucks.
old Lightning, you got micro USB.
Yeah,
Mini
those
USB because we got
earbuds now.
Bluetooth earbuds, phone, various things. Anyway,
Doesn't the new iPhone not even have a jack for headphones?
Nope, they're
now?
Bluetooth.
It's all See,
yeah.
Apple can suck a dick.
No, it's fine. Well, who doesn't have Bluetooth headphones? Anyway,
I wouldn't if I wouldn't have gotten a pair
I
for
don't
Christmas.
have Bluetooth headphones.
I love them ever since I've gotten them, man.
I can't, like, I have
they're awesome.
headphones that go over my ear because earbuds
They make
pop
those
out
too.
of my ear.
I can't do that because my ears are too small.
Yeah, they
I
pop
have to
out,
have,
right?
well, no, I can't have the ones that
can't
go
have
over
those
my
go over.
ear because those don't stay on.
Oh.
That's the same thing that happened to the wife. She had to order the over the ear. you
Yeah,
know.
your wife sounds like she's all right.
Yeah, but they're still Bluetooth.
Oh,
So I mean, iPhone is fine. You don't need no damn headphone jack anymore. Anyway, getting back to that. The problem is I needed a new cable. But I was like, okay, if I go to the store, I either buy one micro USB cable, one lightning cable, one so on and so on. Well, on Amazon, you can get a cable that's got fucking 5 ends on one end. It plugs into USB on one side, and on the other side, it's got 5 different plugs. You can use it to charge anything.
Can't get that at Best Buy.
You can't get that at Best Buy or
where did you get it? On
Amazon.
Oh.
And I got it in 2 days. Of course, I pay for that, but you know.
You didn't have Prime? You didn't have Prime shipping on it?
I do have Prime, but I pay for that annually. Much like, you know, a Costco membership or...
No, I don't pay for that.
Well, you don't pay for that. But,
I don't pay for Prime either.
Why are you
I
so
just,
special, Jake?
I just,
well, you may...
I just use the wife's,
Well, you are paying for it.
which I apparently have to log out of at Christmas time, so I can't see what she's buying me for Christmas. 'Cause we don't go to brick and mortars to shop. We do the Amazon.
Yeah,
thing.
ours is in my name, so if she ever orders me anything, she's like, can you not check your email when you get something from Amazon? I'm like, okay.
And then he checks.
And then I check. I don't check. I don't check. Well, okay, so that's my biggest pet peeve. I'd be curious to hear some of y'all's. I probably know them already, but our listeners are dying to know.
Niche.
I
have several pet peeves, so it's like I'm
So
trying.
this
to,
might
I'm trying
be
to narrow it
multiple
down.
episodes, but that's not
There
my
might be
main
multiple
pet peeve.
episodes. So this is completely
like
different.
my orgasm.
One of my biggest pet peeves.
No.
Not at my age.
I can't tell you that from experience, but I just don't think that's the way it is.
Moving, Nisha, would you like to finish your sentence? You son of a bitch.
Hey, from what I hear, just
who let him on Facebook?
I think you should go next, Jason.
Oh, Facebook. Oh, she's passing it. This is gonna be a good one.
So I hate when you're like, my biggest pet peeve is like when you go to a brick and mortar, right?
Now,
And
what
you're
is
and you're in line, and they try to sell you like a credit card.
Oh boy.
No, my biggest pet peeve, it's a work related thing, is I hate when you have a boss that doesn't lead by example. They just fucking boss you around,
Yes.
and then they go stand on their fat ass in the corner, or they go get on the fucking computer. That, and also leprechauns, I hate. That's not true.
Now, see, the boss that doesn't lead by example, that's a good one, but I also wouldn't like the boss that constantly watches over you
Nitpicking,
to make sure you're doing it like they say or
Yes.
how it should be done when you know exactly how it should be done better than them.
Yeah, like when I'm supervising
upset.
in the tire shop, like I don't tell people to, I direct people, hey, go do this, go do this. I don't go over there and stand over them, but I also will get in there and start working.
Yeah.
Also, giving oral sex and not receiving it is a big pet peeve of mine. Is it related to the first topic? I don't know.
No, but
But it is a pet peeve.
I mean, it'll help you wind down from the first.
I think.
Yeah, thank you. Exactly, Nisha. If anybody out there's listening, if you get somebody going down on you, they probably want you to go down on them.
So, your pet peeve about that, I do not want to run into that scenario when I just get back home from a brick and mortar.
So we're combining pet peeves.
Do not do that because. But I have to agree with you. It kind of goes both ways.
Yeah,
It
that's
goes
what a 69
both
is
ways.
for.
It goes both ways. Now, Nisha, how do you feel about that particular pet peeve of Jay's?
The boss thing?
Yes,
I-
yes, that's
I-
it.
I've-
The boss
I've
thing.
Our
only- I think
listeners
I've only
aren't
liked-
concerned about the boss thing, but
I think
you
I've only
start with
liked
that.
2 bosses in all of my working career. Jason knows one with the hair.
Yes,
The one with the hair.
The one that fell asleep on your shoulder, yes.
My bony ass shoulder. It was a great.
Well, she
time.
was pretty bony herself. So.
That's true. The second one was not working for a corporation. It was a nonprofit, and she was the best boss ever. But every other boss I've had, I just despise them. I think they're all idiots, and they only got to that position because they're all kiss asses. And
I don't know if this is a correlation or anything. I just like to point out I used to be Nisha's supervisor.
hated him. It wasn't until
I was apparently an idiot.
It wasn't until he came back to my level that I started talking to him. I was like, oh, you actually exist. You're a person. Okay, we can talk now.
That's fair.
My pet peeve is completely different than y'all's.
I'm going to interrupt here.
Like the first time.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Not that this doesn't
Like,
happen.
You'll never know
everybody-
my pet peeve.
No,
That's fine.
we're going to get back to your pet peeve, but what I'm thinking, I'm a listener right now. Okay, I'm putting myself in the listener's mind. I want to know what you think about the mutual oral sex. What Jason had a pet peeve of earlier. How do you feel about that? And then you get to your actual pet peeve.
No, I'm fine as long as it's not an everyday thing.
So
Oh,
An
yeah.
every
Well,
time
yes. Yes. I didn't feel like I needed to clarify this, but apparently I do. Like, I'm not saying if I go down on somebody every single time, I expect a blowjob. But if it's like the ratio is off, it's like 70-30.
That doesn't happen to me.
Well, you are much cuter than I am.
I think it should be every time. I'm sorry.
Well,
Am I sorry? Not really, but it should be every time. Now, there could be situations where. No, it should be every time. All right, let's get to your pet.
okay.
Your real
All right, now
pet
we've nailed
peeve.
that one.
My pet peeve is completely different than both ears. Cue interruption. Go.
Okay, I want to talk about your pet peeve. I do. But I also want to know what you think.
About some completely unrelated topic.
Yes.
My pet peeve.
I don't know if she wants to get to this pet
I
peeve.
feel like she doesn't want to say it.
Is it pet peeve involve somebody who
Or
might
she
listen
thinks
to the
it's so
show?
ridiculously
No.
stupid.
No, my pet peeve is when someone grabs my arms and tries to make me do things. like dancing. First of all, I hate dancing, but when everybody's like dancing and they want me to participate, they'll always, never fails, and it's usually a stranger, will come up and they'll be like, oh my god, you should dance, it's so much fun. I'm like, I don't like dancing. And they're like, you don't realize that you actually do like dancing. And they grab my arms and they start flailing them, and I'm like, you better back up.
Yeah, I don't see that's a pet peeve we have, because I don't think that happened.
Yeah. I also hate dancing.
Like, it will, I will,
Oh, no.
if you're a stranger and you do that to me, it will be hard to get back on my good side. Like, just, like, and I like people.
That's a good pet peeve, though. I hate when I hate dancing.
I like people until you give me a reason not to, and that is the fastest way to make me not like them.
All right, so at Jason's next wedding...
You've been married longer than me. You need to get remarried.
At Jason's next wedding, we had the reception. I didn't have the kind of party you had. Jason had a great wedding. And at his next reception, I'm coming up to you, and I'm gonna do that. But there'll be some Celine Dion in the background. Would that be okay?
I got a funny
But I'm not
story.
going to do it from behind you. I'm going to full on frontal.
Well, you have to do front.
I have a funny story I want to tell about my wedding.
Man, we could have went somewhere with that. Okay.
I mean, our minds
I don't know if I
both
should tell it though. It's. I think it's hilarious. So Nisha brought a date to my wedding, and everybody adored her. Like, thought she was so fun or whatever.
Even my 5-year-old daughter.
Even your daughter, except for one person. You know, did I tell you this?
Yeah,
already?
you already told me.
So we were at my wedding, and then one of my friends, like, everybody's like, "Oh my god, Nisha's girlfriend is great." Blah, blah. And I walked over to my friend, and I was like, "What's wrong?" And he's like, "Dude, Nisha needs to break up with that chick." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Dude, she talks too much. She just won't stop talking."
I was
like,
also
she's
feeding
really
her wine.
outgoing, and she's drunk.
That's all we did there was talk and dance and bullshit
and he was
drink. And
turns out he was going through a situation at home, so he was in a bad mood. I think he was pretty anti-couple at the time, which I am too. It was my wedding, which was ironic because I'm anti-couple. Anyway,
Happens.
all right, yeah, well, marriage will do that to you.
I wouldn't know.
You can though.
I legally, yes, but
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can get married.
So
legally.
Do I want to?
when and if you get married, however you need to say that, you're gonna have a big shindig like Jay had. Would it be more of a private thing?
I wouldn't be opposed to
Either
that
way,
size.
I'll be there.
I'll be
Yeah,
there.
it wasn't,
I hope
it wasn't
I'm
a huge
there.
one.
No,
There was
it
like 100 people.
That was
there.
a good
pretty
size.
small.
I'm not opposed to that size. I always, expected smaller, but I actually have a really big family, so I don't know. If I could
Ironically,
actually
most
be
people that date
smaller.
me feel the same way. They expect smaller.
Well, it's good you don't disappoint.
Yeah, and I'm like, I live it up. I was like, yeah.
You always find a way to sneak that in.
No, from what I hear, everything's all good. So,
You haven't seen me naked?
been hearing a lot of this stuff lately.
Well, don't leave a comment.
Please
Wait,
leave a
If
comment.
you know me,
Y'all haven't seen each other naked yet?
I don't think so.
I'm not going to say that opportunity wasn't
yeah.
didn't present itself in the past.
We
But
were like this close. We were outside the door, and no, it didn't.
we were close. This
You were
was
this
many,
close
many
to
moons
just seeing
ago.
each other naked, or you were this close to doing something else?
That's a good question, isn't it?
Doing something
One
else.
leads to the other.
Doing something else that would have led to us both seeing each other.
But not alone.
We were not. It was not just the two of us.
It was
wasn't
not just the two
one
of
those-
Oh, this entire time I was thinking it was just the
No,
two
it was
of
just
you.
No,
not
it wasn't.
Guys,
It wasn't
what
a
led up to
Jason and
this?
Mike's night of discovery or anything
No.
like
Up to
that.
this.
But yeah, that was
Although,
Was it a good night? Was it a good night?
no.
no, it was not
Oh.
a good night. That
The person
Did not
was
end
on
up-
drugs or something, man, and like it was bad.
did not go how I think we both envisioned.
The only thing I remember about that
I don't even
night
know
was
what
we went back downstairs. She was on the couch, drugged out of her mind or something. She was just cursing at Mike, and Mike was just kind of sitting there because we were kind of worried about her. We were like, "Oh shit!" We didn't know because we thought she just had a couple drinks, but apparently
That's
she
what we
took
thought.
something. And so we're like making sure she was okay. And she's just cussing at Mike, and then fucking Mike just finally, "Shut the fuck up!" or whatever her name was. We had to bleep that one out.
That's where the dump button comes in.
Yeah, we had to bleep that one out. I don't know how to do that. So you have to do that before you send
this-
it back to me.
I don't know how to do that. What are you talking about? I quit. We just talked about this.
Oh, is that your subtle way of saying you don't want to mix anymore? Next topic. He's just at a crossroads.
Okay, so
Out in a midlife crisis.
so what's funny is we just brought up the topic that Jay and I were almost had that experience one time.
You almost brown chicken, brown cowed?
Well, the chicken would have been in the middle, I guess. Brown, and then brown cow would have been on each side. The chicken would have been in the middle.
Brown chicken, brown.
I don't know who's the cow or the brown in that. I know what brown you're talking about, I think, but
No, wasn't.
no,
Wasn't.
maybe.
Wasn't.
I don't
Moving
know.
on.
You gotta get some super consent before you go to the brown place.
Well, unless anyway.
Super consent, dude. That's not. You ain't. Yeah. No.
So in your mind, you're thinking we're talking about just us two. We didn't have a third
In the very
party.
beginning, y'all did not
No,
specify.
he didn't.
You
mention
left
that.
a
You're
lot
thinking,
of
oh my
space.
god, there's so much about Mike and Jay's relationship I don't know about.
No, I knew y'all were close. That didn't surprise me at all.
I feel like our wives feel
didn't-
the same way.
it-
That's the sad thing.
No,
That's true.
It wouldn't surprise me at all. That's the thing. It would not have surprised me even a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if
Well,
I should be offended or.
Why would you be offended?
I
with
feel
that?
like I ooze masculinity. Not that that's not masculine.
I don't think
There's
you
trouble.
do. I'm just kidding.
Topic.
I'm just kidding.
Another pet peeve.
People say you don't ooze masculinity.
Yeah. Speaking of oozing, so
That's really a good thing.
I don't want to talk about oozing.
so the next, you thought he was talking about us together. When
Y'all just
when
left
clearly-
a lot of
we-
space
no, and
for
you're right.
imagination.
Innuendo.
And he did. We've clarified that
I
now. We've clarified that. But if he would, if that was how it had gone back then, another topic I was going to bring up, and in the past when we've
still
talked,
bring it up.
well, we'll see.
Okay.
Bring it up.
You bring it up right now.
Well, when we talked about in past episodes about
yeah.
what may or may not be cheating with oral sex or whatever, would same sex be cheating?
Not
What
well,
do you
more
think?
cheating.
I mean, not for me. What are you talking about?
Well, in your case,
I
it
would
would be
hope not.
it would be other sex. Would that be cheating?
Yes. Obviously, it's still a person.
Yes.
And he's still doing the dirty
Here's the thing.
Still bumping
Here's
uglies,
the easiest
still-
way to answer this question.
with the yes.
Would you go home and tell your wife about it?
Ooh, yeah.
No.
Then it's
Then
cheating.
it's cheating.
Then it's cheating. That is the simplest way. Like you brought up for a previous episode, like oral versus
That's
intercourse,
true.
and
That's
then
true.
somebody you work with listened to one of the other podcasts was like, "What about hand jobs?" And if you got
I
a
guess
hand job for somebody, would you go home and say, "Hey, honey, I went to the store
Funny thing happened today.
and I got a hand job
You know who
on the
I
way
ran into?
in the parking lot"?
Yeah, no, I caught up with this
Would you tell
person.
your wife?
We hung up with a little bit, and then I got a handy. No, I probably wouldn't tell her.
Yeah. So there you go.
So yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yes, or if you were going to tell her, if you would realize that would be the end of your life as you know it, then
Now, of course,
probably
I think,
cheating.
I think the only time the same-sex thing would work would be if your partner or spouse was there and was wanting to, be part of that. But
That's a good topic. Is there any scenario where you think that your wife would be okay having a threesome with you and another person?
No.
Yeah, I'm on the same
Nope.
boat here, buddy.
Nope.
Yeah.
Now, I can't say the same thing for maybe past relationships.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Of course,
yeah.
when you were younger, we've had our experiences, various people, but I'd say now, of course, marriage is a little bit different thing when you start, it's just different.
When your life is over.
No. Your life is not over. It's different.
Yes, it is.
It's different. Different doesn't necessarily mean over. It's just different.
Yeah.
Of course, we're also older, so our life has to
True.
be different.
That's what I think. Dude. I don't understand people that get married in their 20s.
Oh, I don't either.
It's like
I don't
absurd,
either.
dude.
That's just dumb.
Yeah. I mean, I had been in a relationship for like 19 to like 35 or so.
Yeah.
And I look back and I was like, that was the dumbest thing,
To fill our listeners in, I got married in my very late 30s. Jay got married in his
About 7 months ago.
early 40s.
Yeah.
And so obviously we did it. I guess I don't know.
that's good.
Would that be considered late in life? Maybe now. I don't know. Because people get married in their
Yeah, I
20s,
think
right?
so.
I just thought it was the right time. That's Nisha opening another.
Open the can.
We're halfway through this one. We're about to amp it up a little bit.
Well, that's the next topic.
All right, so
So I went to audio engineering school, and I had never I didn't.
Back in the ice, I guess.
Let's take a
Keep
shot.
talking.
Let's take a shot.
All right.
And then I'll talk about phallic things in a second.
To our love.
Love you.
Oh, the silence is wow.
I used to like Fireball.
Disgusting.
Ooh,
No,
wow.
it's not good. Anyway,
All right, for our listeners,
So-
Nisha and Jason just both took a shot of Fireball.
That is horrible.
You haven't had
We're trying to
Fireball. It's
loosen up.
basically like
cinnamon.
wow. It's very cinnamony.
Doesn't go well with beer.
It's a lot like the Red Hots you used to put in your mouth.
No, Red Hots are better.
You think
Yeah,
so? I
I'd
think it's
rather
just
have-
I
I'd
just,
rather
I
take
just
a
ate
shot
a
of
box
Red
of Red
Hots.
Hots.
well, obviously, but you know,
Red Hots soaking in whiskey.
we'll
Anyway,
ask him about it again in about 10 minutes.
So I grew up very sheltered. Not really. People just didn't talk about things. It's not like they tried to hide things from us. They just didn't happen. So I had never actually known what the word phallic meant. Fast forward to me going to audio engineering school. Every microphone is very phallic shaped, which I didn't think about until one of my friends mentioned it. And I had to actually go to Google and figure out the definition of this word. And I was
Yeah,
like,
much-
and now it's like very rare that I can look at a microphone and be like, yeah, that does not look like a penis.
yeah, much like Jay
Most of
had
the time.
had to Google brick and mortar at the beginning of this podcast.
Well, I mean, that my
I just did that for
googling
the listeners.
my googling of the word was 12 years ago.
And
but-
and the one listener that didn't know that thanks you for that.
And you're welcome, listener.
we're very educational. We're all about educating.
We're a teaching hospital.
Yeah, we're teaching, all right. Hopefully, we're
Anyway,
Next time.
next topic.
next topic. We covered our pet peeves. We went a few ways around that. All right. Well, since these two took shots of Fireball, I think we can
Would you like a shot?
we could turn up the no.
Some
We
Jack?
could turn it up a little bit. No. I want to finish this podcast and maybe
There's,
put a
some
couple
Sailor
more in the
Jerry's.
can. There's a what?
Wait, no,
Tito's?
no, they were the pocket shot of rum that you had.
Oh, yeah, Sailor Morgan's. Yes.
That's
I don't know. That's Morgan's rum or something?
Captain Morgan.
Captain Morgan. Sailor Morgan. He sails. He's a captain of sailing. How dare you?
Yeah, we're going to go over a topic that I had
Shots are
mentioned.
hitting me.
Did you snort?
That was like minimum, okay?
Okay, well, I heard something. Go ahead, Mike. I love you.
We're gonna go off. We're gonna go over a topic that actually I had brought up to a listener, and she had kind of
have
asked
this?
some questions about it. So I'm like, well, let's talk about it, on our podcast. And this particular topic, circumcision.
Put me in a tight spot.
Well, I'm just saying it's
Okay,
it's
so-
out there.
Is this a tough topic for you, Jason?
What do you feel about it? What do you think about it? Women out there, please comment. What do y'all
Men
think
out there,
about
please
it?
comment.
And men out there
Butchering your
too.
kids?
It's something that we have to talk about because it's something you gotta. It's something I didn't have to go through this when I had my kid. But you may have a child one day, and you have to
Isn't it a religious
talk
thing?
about that.
If
I
you're Jewish,
I don't know if it's as much religious anymore as it
people do
is
it?
there's a Jewish ceremony.
as it is.
It's called a brie, I think. Brie?
I don't know if it. I think at one time it was a religious thing, but now I just think it's right.
you smiled. Are you saying that just
It's
to
just the
rile
right
Jason
thing
up?
to do.
Jason? I have no opinion on this, by the way. I don't know.
We can go back and forth on this, but what I'm getting at here at the end of the day is.
Should I be the moderator for this?
Go ahead, you go. What I'm saying is, what our listener had brought up was the fact that she thinks the female should know about this before things got serious.
What is this?
Well, that leads to that.
If you're about to have sex, the
Right.
female should know.
Should
if you're
the
circumcised
female
or
be
not.
told ahead of time, listen, this is how it is or this is how it ain't?
Why?
Why?
I don't know. You tell me.
You didn't ask her? You didn't have a conversation about this?
I didn't. Well, it seemed
He's circumcised, so he doesn't think he needs to.
it seemed like to
He's
her.
basically saying if you're circumcised, you need to let people know because
I did not say
it's a
that.
taboo.
I'm just no. I didn't say that.
You did say that. If so,
I said
like,
should you not inform your partner?
so when
one
you're on
way
a
or
date,
the other.
when you're about to bang some chick, you're like, hey, for the record,
It's not an STD.
I'm circumcised. I just want you to know going in. I'm circumcised. You say that?
No.
So then you're saying if you're circumcised, you need to let people know because it's a taboo in certain parts of the world.
No, I don't think it's taboo.
You're just supposed to.
Me personally, yes, but that's me.
So what is it about?
I'm not. Wouldn't say I'm a.
You're opposed to.
I'm not opposed to
to not
anybody.
circumcising. He's pro circumcision.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
And why is that?
You know what? And maybe it's just me being used to how it is. You know, and maybe that's just being naive to the whole thing. But that's all I know. So
I
wish I had a better answer than that.
I don't have anything to. You're old school. You just
just what
you're
you're
like.
used to.
Well, I don't know. Am I old school?
Well,
No,
in
he's
this
not.
thing-
That's
not
non-circumcised is like old, like biblical old school.
Yeah, you're right.
You know,
Well,
that'd be
that's
old
like
school.
really nobody. I'm talking like when I say
Here-
old school,
Here is
I
an
mean
interesting question
1900s.
that might be crossing a line.
That's what
Do
we
you
do
think
best.
that Adolf Hitler
Oh God,
was circumcised?
probably. No, I don't.
probably.
Oh wait, hold on, hold on.
Do you understand why it's
Yeah, no way.
because he was a douche?
Because he was a douche. I don't know.
Oh boy.
If anybody,
This is a difficult
any of our
question.
listeners know the answer to that,
I would like to hear
This might
some
be my
comments on
favorite
this
question
topic.
we've
in
had on
general.
this.
if Eva Braun's diary has been found, that was his girlfriend.
I was like, what the hell is that?
If Eva's Braun's, I'm not as dumb as I look. I know some history.
But you look so smart.
Is that one gray hair right here?
I think I'm great. I have more gray hairs than you.
Eh, it's because all my hair is falling out. It's like, why bother changing?
Just let it go.
It's not worth the effort to.
You know, it's kind of like how I feel when we talk about. Oh yeah, I went to the gym today. I went
Hey,
to the
let
gym.
Nisha have her laugh.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please.
Okay, we're gonna have a moment of silence so Nisha can laugh.
When you think about a penis, is it circumcised or uncircumcised?
I know, so funny.
Which is it,
I think
Nisha?
that shot hit her. You want some tequila
Which is
now?
it?
I'm feeling
want some
hungry
tequila?
food today.
You want some to eat?
Not yet, no.
Earlier in our podcast,
I'll
you
break over that
said,
combo for you.
earlier you said
Get you a napkin.
microphones remind you of penises. Now, is it uncircumcised or circumcised?
Circumcised.
Okay. See, and that I'm just.
That's what I'm saying. It's like an old school way of thinking, or but not that old school. New school. Like,
I don't know if it's new
We're going
school, old school. I don't know. And you know what? To be honest, I didn't have a choice in the matter when I was born. So
Yeah.
I may think completely different if I were given the opportunity. But
Yeah.
you know, when you're a kid and it happens, okay, well that's just how it is. You don't know any different. So
Yeah, true.
you know, I don't have any other way of thinking.
You two
About
are
it.
having a riveting conversation about this.
All right, you chime in.
But I would be curious
No, I'm
how our
listening.
listeners think about that. Would the listener?
Here's where I come down on it.
I'm just saying, I don't have a lot to add to this because I don't think about penises a lot. Other than seeing microphones, I'm like, yeah, that looks kind of phallic.
But it's
I only think about
uncircumcised
mine. So
Well, I see a microphone. I'm just saying that like, it could go into some.
I see 3 microphones.
There are 3 microphones right here. Maybe there's 5
All right,
microphones right
all right,
here.
who's going to drive Nisha home? That's the question.
No.
I'm just
Jason,
Oh,
go.
she's
Jason,
staying.
So here's how I
can't
come
stand
down on it.
watching dogs.
I understand that in most modern society, circumcision is the norm. As a matter of fact, this is an argument that I've had with my wife because we've been talking about having kids, and she's like, "Well, I think our son should be circumcised," and I'm like, one, they don't numb the kid.
It's not a medical necessity, is it?
No.
It's not.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
They don't numb the child. They just snip it and then stitch it. So as an infant, and they're like, well, they don't remember it. I was like, yeah, you don't remember it. I don't remember my birth, but I'm sure if I did, I'd damn sure be in a lot of fucking pain with a bunch of skin getting cut off my dick.
I don't remember scraping my entire knee up to shreds. But,
Right.
I mean, I don't remember the pain, but I know what happened, and I know it was painful at the time. I don't
Yeah.
remember it.
Yeah, I mean, that's my thing is like the pain part of it for a baby doesn't seem to warrant being more normal or status quo,
They're
I
just
guess.
like, oh, they're just a baby.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like,
It's hard for me to, like, I don't know how graphic I need to get with my junk.
not
So-
too graphic.
Right. That's what I was like. I don't know how open I need to be about my junk in this. Because,
As open as you want to be, Jay.
Okay, let me take my shorts off here.
You're looking.
I feel like Mike would be looking more than you do.
I would definitely be looking. Yes, I would be.
So,
But that's not cheating.
no, that's not cheating.
I can
If you're
look
just
all I
looking,
want.
You can look. It's
No,
okay.
that's
well,
not cheating.
If it was cheating,
It's
you
not
can watch porn.
I am looking to increase my knowledge,
Yes, knowledge.
and understanding of maybe I changed my mind.
That is why I watch porn, and so I can be better in bed.
I think that's the right thing to do.
It's kind of wise. We should put some porn on right now.
I think
Yep.
the mics would pick it up. We could put it on silent.
No, I'm just kidding.
Like, if you really wanted to, we could just like.
Well, I like the sound too. You kind of have to have both, right?
Yeah.
Not
And the
worth it,
visual
then.
is the most important
I don't
thing.
think. Yeah.
In this setting, it's not worth it. Then
That's
go
a
ahead.
good. Here's another topic. I mean, I feel like I already know. Actually, that's a good question because I dated somebody that loved porn, but she only watched lesbian porn, and I feel like that's a growing trend among women because I feel like the porn with a man and a woman doesn't treat the woman extraordinarily. It's almost like they're just a vessel for the men to kind of do their things, whereas women on women, like, they treat each other much better, as you probably know, Nish. If you watch
I don't know.
porn. So
Why do you laugh at that?
No, I'm not laughing. I'm just saying I know men can treat women pretty good.
no, they can. There is a specific genre of porn where it's for women
Yeah.
porn, where it's like it's a much more than like if you were to just like there's porn on the internet now that's just like gross where the guy is like banging her and he's like, or it's getting the BJ and he's like smacking her and
Yeah, that's no.
and it's like the biggest turn off. Like, I forgot what the topic was.
Well, I'm going to ask what our listeners probably are asking themselves. You just said she enjoyed watching.
Oh yeah. So I watched. I dated somebody that only enjoyed lesbian porn or whatever. So I'm wondering if there's people that like. Would you ever watch porn with like a guy and a chick? And Mike, would you ever watch two guys? I guess two guys. I don't know the.
Like
do you
opposite of
enjoy
your sexual
lesbian
orientation.
porn more, or do you like porn where it's a guy and a woman? I know your answer, Nish. Have you ever watched straight porn? Mm-hmm. Oh, so you've seen a penis. You just haven't seen one in life.
I've not seen one
Now,
in real life.
since
no.
she's watched porn, she's probably seen penises that aren't
They
really
are not
real
normal.
life. That's
Let me
not
do-
your norm.
What? Say,
Penises in
repeat the
porn
question.
movies
So-
are abnormally large.
Yes,
That's
so
right.
this fear you have of penises
So don't
is
let that scare you.
unwarranted. Yes. So it's fine.
Most people don't have 9 or 10-inch gigantic.
I don't
Right.
let it scare me because I don't think
I know,
about
I just-
penises much. Other than when I'm looking at a microphone.
No, and you
So
you
I'm
You're
staring
right-
at
you're right to
I'm
think
staring
of it.
at 2 right now.
you work very well around it.
Oh.
Jay, what were you asking? you asked me about okay.
Oh yeah, lesbian porn. Do you like when you watch porn? Do you watch lesbian porn? Or do you watch straight porn?
Or do you watch
I
gay
feel
porn?
fairly certain that you don't watch two men
When I have watched porn in the past,
earlier today.
I was going to say yesterday.
Yeah.
past
like
can be
about
an
an hour.
hour
What
ago
time is it?
or years ago.
What time is it?
You decide.
Yeah, I would not watch two dudes.
No,
wouldn't
yeah, I
do
know that.
I would not
Mike,
do that.
I know that.
I would watch just straight porn.
Like a man and a woman.
Yes. Now, if I would choose the lesbian over the other alternative, but yes,
2 chicks over 2 dudes.
yes.
Yes. I'm the same way. I don't really like watching 2 chicks unless they have a strap on.
Now,
There's something about a woman wearing a strap on
well,
where like the
what I like are the two-headed,
I
the
feel like I
two-headed
edit this
things.
out, but like watching a woman thrust.
What if it's a girl wearing a strap on doing a dude?
No,
No,
no.
no. I have seen a video like that.
No, boy, all of our listeners just
I have
breathed
a
sigh of
friend.
relief when we both answered that.
I have
No.
a friend that would be totally into that. Like I had a friend,
Oh my
literally, you know him.
Yeah.
I had a friend that
You
was.
didn't
I
even
miss
know-
him,
you didn't
actually.
even have to see them.
No, I know.
before.
I was
You
out.
know.
Yeah, you even know who I'm talking about. I was. We were. He's a friend of mine since high school. I haven't talked to him in a couple of years because of what he.
We need to bring that back.
I had a friend. We were sitting at a bar and we were talking about sex or whatever, and he casually, like it was nothing, you know, like I'd like to have a chick, you know, bang me in the ass with a strap on. And I was like, I literally was I remember it like it was like I was still there, like I was like mid beer, and I was just, and then he kind of backtracks, and I was like, dude, you don't have to own it, like, I mean, you don't have to back down, you can own it, like everybody's got their own thing or whatever, like, you know, some people are just into mild butt stuff, some people want a chick to put a giant dildo on them and put the John Holmes model and. Yeah, dude, I can't even admit. Like, I can get a physical, and I'm like, oh my god, why do women or gay dudes do this? Or, you know, straight guys that have that kink. I don't know. But
I don't want to say anything good or bad about that. I don't want to alienate any listeners.
I think
it's all about the
listeners. That's true. Most of our listeners don't know us, but let me say, I'm probably, and you probably, like, of straight people, we're probably the two least homophobic straight people. We used to hang out at gay bars.
Oh yeah.
I actually asked her because every gay friend, every gay guy I know at some point has hit on me, and I finally got fed up. Thank you.
And you just gave in.
Yes, and it was the best night I've ever had. So if you're out there, Fernando,
eh?
Yeah. No, I finally asked a guy because, you know,
did he have beautiful?
I feel like no
long brown hair.
Not anymore. No, I finally asked one of the guys who has volunteered to be a guest on one of our podcasts. It's a great guy. He hit on me one night, and I was like, you know, obviously initially I was kind of put off by it, and then, you know, we became friends again, and I was like, so what is it about me that makes gay guys feel like, because, you know, at that time I had been in a relationship for like 15 years, and in many other relationships during that 15-year relationship. Sadly, although I'm happy where I am now, so I guess it's all part of the journey. Anyway, so I asked him, I said, what the fuck is it about me? Because I never see any other straight guys getting hit on that makes you guys think.
Because you don't go to gay bars anymore.
Is there a lot of straight guys that are getting hit on?
Well, I don't go to gay bars anymore either, so I don't know.
Does anybody go? Maybe we should go.
We should go to a gay bar.
You want to go tonight?
Do you want to go tonight?
Sure.
Do you want to go tonight?
I'll go. Get Katie to drive us. She gotta go let her dogs out.
I
gotta go let the dogs out.
Would she be okay with that? Okay.
Katie? Oh yeah, she doesn't care.
Go to Rain.
So anyway, I asked the guy, I said, what is it about me that you guys think you can hit on me and it's gonna like go somewhere? And he just said, and he was like, you know, you're so comfortable with who you are, like you just like there's no walls or anything, like we all know we don't have a chance. We, like, in our heads, we know or our hearts, I guess, whatever it is, we know you're straight, but like you're so comfortable around us. I guess most straight guys are a lot more uptight than you and I are.
Yeah. And
it's like we feel like we have a chance, even though we know we don't.
Yeah,
I had a guy take me to his house and put on Steel Magnolias, and I didn't even have, you know who I'm talking about. And I didn't even realize he was hitting on me until like we sat there watching Steel Magnolias. He was like reciting it, and I was like, I fucking hate this movie. Why are we watching this? Like, he had a female roommate. I was like, I'm gonna go jump in bed with her and take a nap. And he's like, no. So like a week later, I was like, what the fuck? He's like, you know, I thought we'd watch some Steel Magnolias and then like see what happened. And I was like, man, put on Star Wars or something, man. You want to get somewhere? Put on Empire Strikes Back or Godfather.
You gotta go Star Wars.
Oh well, yeah.
Apocalypse Now. Speak kind of desire.
Oh god.
Yeah, if you're a long-time listener, you know what that's.
Oh yeah. Oh boy. Oh yeah. You're gonna get some of those with me.
Yeah. So like, it still didn't offend me. I was just kind of curious. I was like, what is it? Like,
well, you're right. You're right about us being comfortable. We
used to go to gay bars.
We've worked in our past. We've been in the retail world, and we've had a lot of, you know, gay coworkers and stuff, and good friends of ours. You know, plus people we knew that worked in the industry and stuff, and we'd go hang out, and we just knew a lot of people, and we were very comfortable around those people. And then we knew people that weren't comfortable around it. Then we find out a month later they're gay. And
yeah.
so I mean, but
remember
the
that.
whole time we're as comfortable as can be. So
Yeah.
we've never had any reservations about it, and we've acted exactly like we would anywhere at those
Yeah.
places. It took me a little while to get going, but once I did, I was pretty comfortable in
Yeah,
there.
I mean, it comes down like I look at it like this, and it comes down to like everything, like gay marriage, because, I know quite a few people that are like anti-gay marriage and stuff. Like we do live in Texas, and we had an argument about it, and I was like, he's like, well, how can you possibly be for two women or two guys getting married? I'm pretty sure it's more two guys than two women. But I was like, at the end of the day, this is what I don't understand the religious part of this. Like people that are so fervently opposed to this. At the end of the fucking day, how does this affect your life? Like you go home, you're still going to fucking pray like you normally pray. You're still going to go to the church like you normally go to church. How do two people living together and having a fucking certificate, how does that fucking affect your life? Like, how does it make it worse? How does it hurt you? How does it affect how you look at God? And maybe it's because I don't believe in any of that shit. Not the gay marriage part. I'm totally for that. It's the God part. I think
Mike
it's
just
crock.
did the help, like the holy.
I'm sorry. It's like speaking of religion, I'm gonna get controversial here.
The Holy Spirit cross on his chest.
Church. It's probably the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. I understand you want to go to a... Calm down, Mike. You're having palpitations. Your cheeks are getting red.
No, it's funny you say that because I did mention Joel Osteen earlier in this
fuck that
podcast.
motherfucker.
And I'll get back to that because I'm not a fan of his. So
Okay, so
go
just so
ahead.
you know, to put this in context,
Yes.
as we're recording this, there has been a massive fucking hurricane in Houston and Louisiana.
Yes.
And this douchebag, Joel Osteen, initially refused...
Shelter.
See, I said we shouldn't start talking about this because I'm going to start getting pissed
I
off.
know, so let's just
don't talk
summarize
about
it
it.
for
No.
the listeners.
Maybe Mike should.
We got 3 minutes until we get our personal rants.
Well, I have a question I still need to ask you about an earlier topic
Okay.
for our listeners.
Okay. So Joel Osteen has this mega church in fucking near
Houston.
Houston.
and people were having no place to go because their fucking houses were under 60 or 40 inches of fucking water. And they asked him to open his church because all the fucking shelters were open or overflowing. He was like, no. And so finally, like, it came out that he was refusing, and there was this big backlash. And then he tried to backtrack and say that, well, we needed repairs. We weren't ready to take people in, but we were waiting for everything to be full before we let everything. A total crock of shit.
Yeah.
He's just a fucking piece of shit. So, anyway. What was your topic?
Okay,
What was your topic?
I'm going to lighten it up a little bit.
I just wanted to finish that sentence because I...
Maybe 10 minutes.
So, yeah. No. This is where I was going with the church
Okay,
part.
do it.
So, church. I don't really have a problem with people that go to church. My grandmother went to church her whole life. My mom gets religious around the holidays. My sister goes to church every Sunday. And then people that go to church, if you're religious, like I'm not, but like I have people that are in my family. If you don't go to church, there's people that look down on you for not going. And like, why would the fuck would God give a shit if you went to a building to worship Him every fucking week? And if He did, why wouldn't you be like, well, why the fuck are you giving people cancer and fucking hurricanes and fucking all this shit? Like, I'll start going to church when cancer is cured and fucking leukemia is cured. Like all this shit. All right, I'm done. You get the gist.
I'm gonna look up a Neil deGrasse Tyson video for you later.
Okay. What was your?
Well, what's funny about that
me.
is cancer is probably cured, and all these diseases are probably cured. But there's reasons why they don't release that
Amen.
cure.
Big pharma.
Yeah,
They gotta have that money.
people
Money,
like that
profit.
jackass that jacked up the prices.
All right, so I'm going to go back about maybe 10, 15 minutes ago. You
got a
said
minute and a half
something.
before we each get
You
personal
said
rant.
something that probably got our listeners just worked up. I know you got me worked up, and I
Okay.
want to know the answer to this.
Okay.
I might know, but I want our
probably
listeners
do,
to know.
but okay.
You said you used to date somebody or see somebody, however it
I don't
may
like how
be,
this question is turning out.
that would watch lesbian porn.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, because
I
she
thought we were
watched
still on religion. I was
No,
like,
no,
where's
no.
this going?
No, because she watched lesbian porn, did she ever want to go there?
Actually, yes, she did. We used to go to this place down on Lamar that used to be Waterloo Records and Waterloo Ice House. Remember that Fifth and
yeah,
Lamar? It's called 24 Diner now. It's a fucking awesome restaurant. It's great. I think the guy used to be on Top Chef.
Well, after the
have you got on Tuesdays they have this chicken and dumplings?
Ooh, no, I haven't.
Their chicken and dumplings is awesome, and then their hamburgers.
I've only been there really late at night, and their food was just mediocre.
After
we go to the gay bar
I'm not a
tonight,
big
maybe we'll end up at 24 Diner.
Anyway, what was the question?
Is that?
Oh
was
yeah,
she ever
So
in
there was a hostess at this 24 Diner that she had a fucking crush on. And she was like, she would just stare at her. She's like, she always wanted to try that, but she was like, but I'm uncomfortable, so I always kind of want a guy there to kind of just kind of be there or whatever, so I'd be a little bit more comfortable. And of course, I was like, all right, let's do this shit. You just pick the person, and I will show up. So I don't know that she ever did, but she always said that she was into women, and I've dated a couple people that have like made out with other chicks, but to me, that's nothing really.
They all do that anyway, I think. At least
in the shower. That's how I picture the shower after a workout. A bunch of chicks making out in the locker room. All right, we're at 2:35.
And then pillow fights and sleepovers and stuff.
Right.
And
does anybody have a personal rant they'd like to lead with?
Oh, personal rant.
We got 2.5 minutes left.
Oh man, Nish, you need to go on this one.
Yes, Nish.
I thought about this a second ago.
Okay, good, because I forgot
my personal rant.
Okay. Nobody can talk.
It's not that big of a deal. It's just what I'm going through right now. I cannot fucking get my car to be in the proper place. Like, I spent so much money to get it to where it would start again, and then the tires were messed up, and I got alignments, I got balances, and they were still fucked up. And so finally, I got new tires. I just bought new tires like 2 weeks ago, and it's still driving rough. And I'm like, fuck, well now I'm going to have to get shocks replaced. Like, why can I not get this car driving to where it's supposed to be? And it's so irritating, and I realized it was a free car, and so I shouldn't be complaining about this, but at the same time, the car is not worth as much as the money I'm putting in, and it's just frustrating. And I don't have the money to pay for it. That's the other thing. Jason.
So my personal rant is more of a current situation. I'm fucking annoyed shitless at all the fucking people at gas stations right now.
Oh, damn it. See, you took mine.
Waiting for fucking
I actually got gas.
Like an hour to fucking get gas because there's this imaginary gas shortage coming, and everybody's like I work at a place where there's a gas station, and the line it's like a 50-minute line just to get gas, and people were in where I was working were calling like constantly like, hey, do you guys have gas? Do you have gas? And I was like,
I'm not the gas station.
I'm not the fucking gas station, first of all. And second of all, there's 20 fucking other thousand gas stations in this goddamn city. They can't all be out of gas. And there's not a gas shortage. There's going to be more gas tomorrow. Like, it's just a little delayed or whatever. There's certain people, like there's people that are here from Houston that are trying to go help or whatever. I understand that. But the people that are driving to work every day, fucking take the train.
If it goes to where you're going, because we are in Austin, and
we have another rant. We have the worst fucking Metro Rail.
Oh yeah,
it's horrible.
It's worthless.
Yeah, that's going to be the next podcast. Go ahead, Mike.
Okay, quick rant. Okay, you took my gas story because I actually had to get gas yesterday. I was on E. I didn't have a tank I needed to fill up. I wasn't a quarter way down and just wanted to top it off. I was on E. I needed to actually drive somewhere, like to fucking work. We started this off with pet peeves. I said brick and mortar, pet peeves. You're trying to check out. They're asking you all these questions. The biggest thing at those is you go to swipe your debit card, your credit card, whatever the fuck you swipe through that machine, and it asks you every time you swipe it, okay, here's the amount, yes, and then it asks you, are you sure you want to pay this amount? Yes. Do you want to take any cash out? No. Is this amount correct again? Yes. Would you like a receipt emailed? No. About 5 questions. Just swipe my card, take my money.
A lot,
let me get the hell out of there.
Do not ask Mike questions.
No, let me swipe my card and get out of there.
Don't ask him anything.
I thought you were going to totally say when you swipe it and it says,
oh, no. well, yeah.
That's what I thought you were doing.
That's a good one, too.
I hate that because I work where I work and people are always like, whoosh, I say, get the chip, sir. They put it in and then they sit there and it's like, I thought it was a chip. I was like, yeah, you have to pull the card out. It's done reading it.
I just wish they would take the line out that ask you again, are you sure this amount is right? Do you want to charge this? Yes, that's why I swiped my card the first time.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
like
different. It's different. Like, I guess it might be a little bit different online, which is where that came from. But in the store, no. You're there. You were at the register for a purpose.
You've taken it out of your pocket to swipe it.
And you put everything on that belt intentionally. You
Yes.
had all the time to think about it. You were sure about this.
And I'll say
if
this.
you're not, then fuck you. Then
It just come to life, motherfuckers.
then you deserve to pay an extra amount if you're not sure by that point.
Probably half of your online purchases, they should ask you, "Are you sure?"
Yeah, because I'm
Because
like
it's
checking
an
shipping
online
prices.
purchase. God
and,
knows what you're buying.
Yeah, well,
So they should
Turn
ask
into a
you.
group rant.
a glass dildo.
Are we done? Do you got more to say about this?
That's my rant
That's-
there, but
Time.
Okay. All right. Well, we've come to the end of this podcast. Thank you guys for listening.
It's been a blast.
It has been. It has
been fun. I'm amped up now. I'm
Mike
gonna
is
go
ready
hit
to
it.
go for another one.
I'm going to go buy
Keep going.
something.
Please, yeah,
But it won't be at the fucking store.
yeah, we're gonna go Amazon right
I'm
now.
Amazon right now. Prime bitches.
So please leave a comment below what you thought of this podcast. And
Yes,
please
let's
please
hear about everything.
Check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
check
and
out Facebook. And if you know anybody that listens to podcasts, please recommend us because we're still getting started.
We've got a lot of followers, but we could always use more.
Yeah, and we're gonna soon have T-shirts, hats, and koozies.
T-shirts, hats, koozies. You can come
You're
catch
on the
us
way,
out on
buddy.
location.
At Facebook.com, we'll set up an order link at that point. Thank you guys for listening. Y'all have a good day. Got off topic. Out.
Out.
Hey everybody, thanks for listening.
hopefully we didn't offend.
But we probably did. Follow us on Facebook.
And Instagram.
This was
Got off topic.
No
Anal.
jokes.
Oops.